The following episode of Dad vs. Daughter was made possible by a contribution from Eagle-Gryphon Games. Hello and welcome to another special unboxing episode of Dad vs. Daughter. I'm Tim the Dad.
I'm Megan the Daughter.
And today we are opening up the brand new 10th anniversary edition of Railways of the World from Eagle-Gryphon Games.
It's not necessarily new, is it? 'Cause it's the 10th anniversary.
Well, yeah, this is a brand new edition. It's got, changes on the board, changes with the station pieces and such.
Was it lighter 10 years ago?
Well, here's the thing. No, probably not. But
it's heavy.
So this is the same company that produces Francis Drake.
So you guys like making heavy games.
So
I don't agree.
In your estimation, is this heavier than Francis Drake?
It's been a while, but you're helping this time. So let's just go ahead and open it up so I can put it down.
All right. Okay, now that we used the forklift to get this to the table.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy.
So let's go ahead and just show you the other side of the box here. You can see the big map and everything. All right, Megan, go ahead.
Okay.
Now there are notches on the side.
Just do it like
of
that.
the box.
That's a heavy lid on
But
the
see,
phone.
I wanted to show people there.
Yeah.
There's a notch there, so that will help you open the box.
Here is your massive rule book.
It's actually a fairly easy game to play.
Yeah. You played it before?
Oh yeah, I've played it many times.
Okay.
My buddy Chris has got a copy. Yeah. Now see, this is actually going to have the rules for all of the versions of Railways of the World. So this is like, so like you were showing here. So there's Railways of the World, which has all your, this is all the common rules. Oh, went by there a little fast. So Railways of Eastern U.S., which is really what this map is that we have. We have Railways of Mexico, which is included in this set. Railways of Europe, Railways of the Western U.S., and Railways of Time. I think that was it.
No,
Railways of Great Britain, Railways of North America, Railways of Nippon, which I should have known because we're going to be doing an unboxing on that one too. And coming soon, Railways of Portugal.
Nice.
So good rule book. Now, this is actually a bigger score track, I think, than what comes with the first printing of this. And what they did was they changed it because the railroad tracks all kind of ran in the same line. Here you now see you have curves, and so there was a lot of confusion. Oh, I'm supposed to go down here. I'm coming up. I don't go all the way down at the bottom. So that looks just a lot nicer that they've really cleaned that up. So that's nice.
Punch-outs?
We have punch-outs because you are going to have levels of trains, and that's going to determine how much you can really do. So these are really kind of cool. I'll show you the backs there.
More punch-outs.
Now, this is where you're going to be laying tracks. So there's going to be a lot of these. And you'll notice they're double-sided, and they're straight, they're curved, they have intersections.
It's kind of cool. A lot of these pieces.
Yeah.
It's like the same back
Yeah, you're going to have
there.
a lot of these. And then you also have your city tiles. So when you urbanize and change a city, you're going to be able to put which ones these are. The special link I've not seen before, so that might be something new with the 10th anniversary.
All right.
Yeah. So this is a big map, and I also show that on the side of the box to help you get the boards out. So, Ticket to Ride style. If this is a little bit more on the big and bulky side. Hang on.
Oh, upside down.
So let's just kind of lay that down here. Megan will hold it while I show you the map. So I don't think it had this big of print on it before, but they did change some of the things. So you'll notice that there's like a white outline of all of the cities, and they've changed this from black to red, which I actually think is a little easier to see. The blue and the purple are more noticeable difference. So you can see there's a blue and there is purple there. And they've also added down at the bottom over here, where Megan's arm is at, where the major lines are at. It used to be that you had cards for those. Now they printed that on the board. So you can see it's a huge board. And it's really cool. You can see where the little hex spaces are. That's where you're going to put those rail tiles when you're building your railroad. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this out of the way. And this is the Mexico map, and you can see it's a lot smaller. It's only basically 2 here. So you can see that it says Railways of Mexico at the top. Got Guadalajara, Mexico City. So this is more geared to, 2 players.
Yeah.
Mainly when I've played Railways of the World, we've had like 5 or 6.
Okay.
And we play on that Eastern map. You'll also notice, and they had it on the Eastern too, we've got the turn phase here, so it shows that you always start off with an auction, you have 3 actions, then you get your money, and if you gotta pay anything. Plus we've got the major lines on there as well.
So you've got a nice little lid.
Now I do know this is an upgrade that they put into the 10th anniversary. This is very much like Francis Drake, where you've got this to keep everything in place. Whoops. That actually comes out. So we still have paper money, but we also have this little floaty tray, and this is going to float right on top of there. So all those punch outs that we have for all the tracks are going to go in this well, and this will go on top of that.
And we have these cards.
Now that's to separate out the different card decks that we have.
Okay.
So you'll notice, because this one only comes with the Railways of the Eastern U.S., Railways of Mexico, and then Railways of the World event deck. So as you get more expansions, then I'm assuming that they'll all have these divider cards in there as well. Okay, the Railways of Mexico has their own cards. So they have actually 4 player aids, so you can see those, and also has the major lines printed on the back of them. And then we have the Baron cards for the Railways of Mexico. I'll just kind of flip through there and show you those. Pancho Villa. And then we have the big deck of cards here for the railroad operations. Just kind of fly through these. I do like the old-time pictures on these. Okay, so that's the Railways of Mexico, and now we have the Railways of Eastern U.S. This is the only version I've actually played. But I do know that the hotel cards are a little different. They changed the graphic on there, and now instead of having to look down in the text here for the name, it's actually up top, nice and bold. So you get your Chicago Hotel, New York, Boston, Baltimore, Charleston, Atlanta, and then you have your other cards here. Have our Baron cards for the Eastern U.S. And then we have the player aid cards. Now there's actually, whoops, grabbed the wrong ones. Those are Mexico. Here we go. Here's the Eastern U.S. So there's 6 of those. So you can see those. And it's got the major lines on the back.
Right here we have some little figurines here.
Now these are for when a city runs out of tiles.
Looks like they're all
Now,
the same.
yeah, these are all the same. These are a change from the original set. They used to have like water towers and mining stations or railway stations, things like that. Now they're all this, where it kind of shows like a really kind of a dead town. You've got the horns there, the old sign and the wheel. So
it says keep out too on it.
Does it?
Yep.
Wow, you've got good eyes. I can't see that.
Even with your glasses.
Even with my glasses.
Alright, and then you have a couple wooden painted little tokens there.
Yeah, those look identical, I think, to what was in the original set as well.
So you've played with the older edition?
Yeah, I've played many times. My buddy Chris has actually got the game, and I know it was almost like a month straight we played it.
Yeah.
So, see the, whoops. You can see some of the trains here. Now, the coloring on the trains looks to be darker than I think what was in the original set, but I think the sculpts are really the same. But these are really kind of cool.
You've got like a maroonish red color. You've got like golden, dark navy blue, black, and purple. I kind of like the purple. I might play with purple.
You think?
I like the purple. It's nicer than the blue, even though the blue's kind of TARDIS blue. So
yeah, I want to say that in the original it's like sky blue almost.
Yeah, those are nice though.
And then we have our scoring tokens, and it looks like our first player marker, because first player is going to change based on bidding.
Oh, okay.
So you're going to have to bid your money away.
Oh, you get those out of the bag here. Nice big bag, nice little felt bag with the gold wording there. Really nice.
So these are just your normal little wooden discs, and the little train engine there. That's kind of neat. All right, so let's punch everything out, and I'll open up the paper money and the bonds and show you that. But we'll show you where everything goes in the insert, because the insert's really cool.
After much trials and tribulations finding the right size baggie for all these little trains, we finally got it to work.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that the game didn't come with baggies, but we got plenty. That's not a big issue. This was kind of, this divider card sticks up a little bit, so make sure that we have that down, because what we're going to do is we'll put this nice tidy organizer lid on there to keep everything from flopping out. So you can see it's going to keep everything in its place. But now that we have that, I'm going to open this up again, because I didn't show the money off, and I want to do that real quick. So we have just the regular paper money. Not really a fan of paper money, but it's okay.
It's like Monopoly.
Well, it is kind of like Monopoly, and that's what the base game had as well. And then the bonds are a little bit smaller than what they were, I think, in the original game here. And there we go, got that last one out there. So, and they're not double-sided. I don't remember if the other ones were or not, but they do look kind of cool. They don't need to be that big, because you're going to have these on the table anyway. But you got a ton of ones, and then you've got, there's some fives, and then finally some tens. So those look kind of neat. So, and you can see that those are on that little tray that we have there. So now let's go ahead and we'll put the lid back on. And then we can put the maps on here. It's a nice big thick box. And if you want to see the step-by-step comparison between the 10th anniversary edition and the old version, or the original version, then check out my buddy Dave To The Table. He's got a really good video that shows all the differences in the boxes, the difference in the components, and all that. So you'll want to make sure you check that out. So that is the 10th anniversary of Railways of the World, and we will catch you guys next time.
Bye.
If you would like to support us, you can visit patreon.com/dadvdaughter.
Like and follow us on Facebook to stay current on our show schedule, sneak peeks at future shows, and to interact with us.